Welcome to Bible Stories by Satanists. I'm your host, Magister Kairos, and in this episode 1, we will talk about the amazing Drunken Noah. Sit back, get yourself something to drink, and enjoy. Welcome to this first episode of Bible Stories by Satanists. As always, I'm your host, Magister Kairos, and we thought we would begin with a couple of, not just one tale, but it's sort of all together, taken from the Christian Bible. And just so you know, I'm not making this shit up. If you have a Christian Bible, we're using the Catholic Douay Rheims translation, but you can easily use the King James Version, New International Version, just about any version except the Jehovah's Witness New World Translation, which is really fucking weird even for Christians, and we'll get into that in some later episodes. But most people, especially those here in the West that were raised in a Judeo-Christian, Islamic, Abrahamic religion type faith, you are very well familiar with the story of Noah and the ark and all of the animals which fit into an ark that wasn't even the size of Titanic. And, so that aside being weird, but what we're going to do is we're going to pick up after the flood. We're going to pick up parts of, some of you may know the story of the rainbow, which was supposedly God's covenant with Noah, saying that he would never flood the earth again, and basically foreshadow people that declare themselves as homosexuals. I think it's really funny that the LGBT community, and I don't use QIA and all of that crap because that's just too much to say, but the LGBT community adopted the rainbow flag, and I think it's really funny that the rainbow was used as a symbol of, I'm not going to flood the earth again because of evil and blah, 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 blah. And yet people stood up for themselves and took that symbol back and used it as a banner of equality and freedom. And I love that about the gay community. But for those of you who don't know, a little backstory on where we find ourselves today in the Christian Bible. This is immediately after the flood. So you have Noah, his wife, their sons, their wives. And the Bible later on tells us that it's from these people, not Noah and his wife, but the sons of Noah and their wives, that the rest of humanity was created. So humanity was created by incest, which is an abomination by God and punishable by death. So we already start this at a weird, silly, contradictory part of what? So you're telling me that all humanity comes from two parents, Adam and Eve. And then there's a child out of nowhere, and from Adam and Eve, the rest of the people come. So then we fast forward, and the whole earth is destroyed by a flood, except for an old man, his wife, an old drunk man, and we'll get back to that. Which, by the way, drunkenness is also an abomination by Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you want to call the God the Father of the Christian Bible. So we're already starting on, you're going back on things that you already had declared evil, but because you're God, you can sort of pick and choose what you want, but you're followers say that you're imperfect and you can't make a mistake, but yet yep. So moving on, because that's funny enough, and we could spend a whole episode talking about just that. But moving on. So it's after the flood, and there's a couple of things that I want to point out, or I'm going to read little sections and then we'll talk about them. But one of the things that I think is absolutely hilarious is that in this section of the Bible is where the admonition against drinking or eating blood or anything with blood comes from. Out of nowhere. Because God is, well, fickle and doesn't really know what the hell he wants. Because he says one thing in one place and one thing in another, and it contradicts one another, but I'm God and I can fucking contradict myself because you're my little servant sheep and just do what I say and don't question me. Because if you question me, you'll be almost like me. And that's the whole point of the first in Genesis with Adam and Eve. Lucifer, the serpent, shows Eve that this is a bunch of bullshit, and all you got to do is just eat this simple thing that he told you not to eat, and you'll know everything that he knows. And then when she did, and Adam did, God gets really pissed off because in the Bible, multiple times, he says that he's a jealous God. So he doesn't want people being like him, even though he allegedly created people like him. But he doesn't want people to be like him. He wants them to be just under the angels, which are mindless fools that serve him and sing praises for all eternity in a really sad slave existence. And then the one angel that said, hey, I'm minute and bitter. Hang on a minute. Lucifer said, no. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, this episode of Bible Stories by Satanists is, like I said, the amazing Drunken Noah. So if everybody would come with me on a weird, magical, fucked up journey to Genesis chapter 9. And basically, God blesses Noah, blah, 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 blah. In verse 4, or, well, back up to verse 3, and everything that moveth and liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herbs have I delivered them all to you. So, Christians that are anti-marijuana, anti-this, that, and the other, by their own God, he gave everything to you. So, yet you put stipulations on things that he gave to you, which is one more of your wonderful contradictory rules. But this is, pay close attention to verse 5, because he says, for I will require the blood of your lives at the hand of every beast, and at the hand of man. At the hand of every man and of his brother will I require the life of man. So, a lot of Christians and Jews take this, and Muslims take this as to you can't consume blood because he requires the blood. But he's an all-loving, all-powerful, sickly, sweet God who wants you to kill things in his name, even though he says thou shalt not kill. But then he also says, if you pay close attention, he says, I require the blood of your lives at the hands of every beast. So he requires your blood at the hands of the animals. Okay. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man and of his brother will I require the life of man. So You're screwed regardless of what you do because God will always require your blood. And God will require your blood because of the hands of your brother, which is your fellow humans. So it's okay when people kill other people or rape other people or do these things because God said He requires your blood at the hand, not just of the beast, but of man. Sounds like love to me. Whosoever shall shed man's blood, his blood shall be shed. For man was made in the image of God. And that verse right there, which is verse 6, shows the absolute silly, asinine, contradictory nature of this whole fucking chapter. He just said that you have to die at the hand of man because he declared it. But any man that kills another man is going to be killed because man was made like God. So man was made like a vengeful, wrathful, paranoid, schizophrenic, manic, depressive being. Okay. Then he talks about the rainbow. We're not going to get into that because that's not the point of this. But the part that I really want to talk about is from about verse 18 onwards. And I'll read this and then we'll talk about it. So, and the sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These three are the sons of Noah, and from these three all mankind spread over the whole earth. And Noah, a husbandman, began to drink till the ground and planted a vineyard. And drinking of the wine was made drunk, which, by the way, is also an abomination by God and can be punished by death. But it's okay because, fuck Noah. And was uncovered in his tent, i.e. stark butt ass fuck you naked. Verse 22, when Ham, the father of Canaan, was seen to wit, that his father's nakedness was uncovered, he told his two brethren about it. But Shem and Japheth put a cloak upon their shoulders, and going backward, covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were turned away, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah, awakening from the wine, when he had learned what his younger son had done to him, he just the fuck stumbled in the tent and saw daddy dick hanging and flopping out, and went, oh shit, we probably should cover our brothers, or should probably cover our father. Because it's cold out here and we don't want a camel spider to bite him on the dick hole. Thinking of his father. Important for this. So Noah, awakening from the wine, when he had learned what his younger son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. What? And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Sem and Canaan his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and may he dwell in the tents of Sem, and Canaan be his servants. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. All his days were blah, 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 blah. Okay. Are you fucking kidding me? So, God Almighty, the Father of heaven and earth, and everything that shall be or ever was, or this, that, and the other, is going to punish someone for a good act. Let's think about that for just a second, because goddamn, that's stupid. So basically, Ham was punished because he was the one that thought, hey, our father is really probably cold here in this tent. He got drunk and his dick is flopping everywhere, and we probably don't want things to bite it and crawl up into this tent and get a piece of our dad. So I'm going to tell my older brothers, because maybe I'm not strong enough or whatever, or I think everyone should know about, hey, this is kind of fucking funny. And really, that's probably what it was. He was like, hey, dudes, guess what? Our dad's dick is hanging out. And if you've seen the fucking foreskin, because, whoa, our dad is... No wonder he sired so many kids at a young age, or at an old age. But then the two brothers do the weird thing of putting a cloak on. And really, if you think about it, it's not weird. I don't want to see my daddy's penis. So I'm going to put a cloak on, and I'm going to do everything possible. Think about... Okay, let's stop real quick. Think about your parents fucking. Not really cool, huh? It doesn't really fill you with lust and desire to think about your parents fucking. Let alone your daddy's dick. Think about... Everyone here watching, stop for a moment and just think about the manliness of your father's penis. No, you don't want to, do you? No, because you don't want to see that, right? So the two other brothers cloak themselves and they're like, fuck you, I'm not seeing daddy's penis. You're the idiot that saw that shit. Fuck that and his dick and all that. So then they put the blanket on him. Yay! But it's the two of them that are rewarded. But it wasn't their idea to cover their father. No, it was Ham. But yet he's the cursed one. And in some translations of the Bible, it talks about Ham being exiled from Noah. And his descendants will be servants of the brothers of the ones that clothed his nakedness. But had it not been for the one who actually saw the fucking goddamn nakedness, he would still woken up with his dick just flopping around and a goddamn camel spider going, penis, But yet, as usual, the good one actually gets punished. The one that thinks 5 steps ahead and plays chess is the one that gets punished. The one that thinks, wow, daddy's going to wake up and he's going to, first of all, he's going to have a hangover like, nobody's balls. And second of all, he's going to go, what the fuck, why is my dick hanging out? And why is it not wet with your mother's vagina? So, this first episode, The Amazing Drunken Noah, we've talked about a couple of things. One, Noah, the fact that he was a drunk, which is condemned by God, is okay. 2, looking at another one's nakedness is condemned, which... The reason that it is condemned is that it fills lust. It's plain and simple. Even Ham, Sem, and Japheth, they saw their father's nakedness and maybe they did get aroused by their dad's nakedness because there weren't that many people around, and maybe they did see their dad's nakedness because everyone is, by nature, for the most part, bisexual. That's why we like porn. You ask a straight man, do you like just watching a woman masturbate, or do you like it when a guy just fucking gives her a badass cream pie? I like watching her getting fucked. And the reason that we do is because all of us, at some point, are a little bit bisexual, and we get turned on, and that's okay. And we get turned on by sexual acts because that's human nature. It's lust, and that's wonderful and good. But goddamn you, literally in this chapter, goddamn you, if you, even if they weren't turned on by their father's nakedness, even if Ham said, you know what, daddy's naked, and I want to go ahead and we'll take care of him because I don't want bad things to happen to him because I love my father. He's the, they say no good deed goes unpunished. Well, there you fucking go. Almost in the beginning of the Christian Bible, one of the first wonderful acts of love is punished by God, who is supposedly all love. And then let's think about further some of the translations of the Bible that talk about Shem and Canaan, his son, and their sons being punished and exiled by Noah. Again, the good one is the one that gets punished. It's the bad ones, or the ones that get rewarded. And these are the kind of silly, retarded, contradictory bullshit that we're going to talk about here on Bible Stories by Satanists. This is not really one of the best stories that we're going to tell, but it's important because it's one of the first ones, and it's one of the first ones in the Christian Bible that just shows the simple silliness of everything else that was written. Magister Kairos, how dare you blaspheme God Almighty? Yes, I blaspheme God Almighty because he's already shown his impotence and his ignorance and his stupidity just in this short little shit. Especially with the blood, and then rewarding and punishing the exact opposite people that you're supposed to. But he's God, and in his infinite wisdom, he knew that in the future... Shut up. Shut up. And as we progress in these Bible stories, not just from the Christian Bible, but from other religions, you're going to see this the abject silliness of some of this. And it's just really fucking funny. So, this will just whet your appetites. Whet your desire to press on and learn a little bit more about shit that maybe, if you're a Satanist and you say, I'm a... But have you ever actually read through the whole Christian Bible? Because if you did, you would find hours and hours and hours of enjoyment and laughter. And all Satanists should read the Bible because, if anything, it will make you more satanic. Just because of the silliness of the whole thing. So, on behalf of Bible Stories by Satanists, I am your host, as always, Frater Kairos. We wish you all the best. Any stupid fucking comments are going to be deleted. So, the comment field is really only right down here. Here. The comment field is really for people that appreciate and understand what we're trying to do here. If you're a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or any other religion, you're a blasphemous, fuck you, your shit's going to be deleted. Because that's not... If you don't open your mind to actually look at your own silliness and laugh with us, then you have no business really... Well, you have no business commenting, and you have no right commenting. So, stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to get... The more we progress, it's going to get even fucking funnier. Because holy texts themselves are fucking funny. So, hail Satan, and until next time, my fiendish fellow friends.